Alright, here's a little Hendrix style kind of way to play Lean On Me. Great song, always love this song. How can you not love this song, right? So it's cool the way he walks up and down the C major scale, right? So a lot easier to play on piano than guitar. So we're going to start out, everything we play is going to have our thumb on the low E, right? So whenever I say thumb in the bass, I mean the low E. So we're going to start out on C major, 8 on low E, 10, 9, 8, 8, bar B and E on 8, right? So I start out hitting just E to B, right? I don't hit the high E just yet, just kind of give it a little wiggle. And then give it a stab towards the bottom with the high E in it, the full chord. Excuse me, get some water here. Sorry about that. Alright, so then after that, we're going to have, where am I? Then we're going to go into these D minor and E minor chords, right? So on these, we're going to have thumb in the bass on 10, 12 on D, and bar G, B, and E on 10. And as we get there, you're going to hammer on 10 to 12 on D. Alright, and then bar G and B with it. So you have your thumb on the bass on 10, D on 12, and then bar D, G, B on 10, right? And we hammer onto that D on 12, right? So you have, and then we're going to go up to E minor, do the same thing. Thumb in the bass on 12 on E, mute out the A, bar D and G and B on 12, hammer on 12 to 14 on D while hitting them all together, right? So you have, and then we're going to go to F major, just have thumb in the bass on 13, then 15 D, 14 G, 13 B. Alright. Then we're going to try to mimic those little piano hits in the beginning. It kind of goes dun 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 dun, bum bum, dun 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 dun, bum bum. So we're going to do this little Hendrix kind of F major lick. I'm just going to rake in to 13 on B and E and hammer on to 15 on B. And then give an upstroke and hit 13 B and E by itself, right? Okay. So you get, then we're just going to walk it back the same way. Hammer on the E and D the same. And when you get back to C, slide in 8 to 10 and back to 8, just bar B and E. Okay. And then we're going to walk up. Walk up, you have C to D minor, hammer on, and then go up to E minor and hammer on, and then hit E minor again right after it, and don't hammer on again. You can if you want to. I do the second time, but it's just, whatever you want to do, right? Okay, and then we're going to go down to D minor, no hammer on, and then we're going to slide, do this little lick. Slide in 12 to 13 and back to 12 and pull off to 10 on D. Actually, I think I slide in 12 to 13 and then pull off 13 to 10, right? And then pull off 12 to 10 on A. Yeah. And then you go right back into your C, right? So you get... Okay, then you just walk it back up the same way. And when we get to the F this time, we're going to slide in bar B and E on 13, slide into 15 and back to 13. And then walk it back down, F, E minor, D minor, back to C, C lick. And then we're going to finish it by going... Alright, very Hendrix type of thing to do, right? So we're going to go C major, thumb on 8, 10, 9, 8, and then we're going to go to D minor, thumb on 10, 12 on D, get G, B, E on 10. Okay, and then we're going to go to G major. We're going to play this kind of barred D version of it, right? D shape. So we're going to have, I just bar D, G, B, and E on 7, D on 9, 8 on B. And then I just slide in, probably usually from like 9 to 12 or 10 to 12, somewhere in there. And then I just hit D and G on 10, and then back to C. Alright, so that's a lot. Let me just go real slow. We'll just go from the second time around. Alright. So that's your whole verse, right? That's everything. The intro, the verse, it'll always be the same thing, right? Alright, and then we get into this chorus part, right? Alright, so when I play this, I'm doing octaves, right, with my thumb and ring finger. I like to leave out the third, that way you don't have a major or minor tonality, right? Because you're basically going G major to A minor, and we just don't need the third here. So we'll have E and D on 3 and 5, mute out the A string, and then I just go down, up, and then we're going to go 5, 7, E to D, mute out the A. Then I'm going to do a stab on a D, G, B on 5, the C major triad. And then I'm going to start adding in the third inversion of it and put this E on the bottom. And so we'll have 7 on A after we hit the C, right? So then I'll hit 7 on A and then hit the full C chord. 7, 5, 5, 5, right? And then I'll hit G on 5. And after I hit G on 5, I'll hammer on 5 to 7 on D. And then I'll give an upstroke and hit G and B on 5, right? And then give it a little muted hit at the end, right? Then we're going to do more octaves, 3, 5, E, D. Then we're going to go down to F and go 1 and 3, E, D. Back to 3, 5, up to 5, 7. And then into your C, first inversion. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to do We All Need Somebody. So this part, after you get out of that bar G and B on 5, hit them together, hammer on to 7 on G, give an upstroke and hit B and G together on 5. Then we're going to go up and play a regular E minor bar chord, bar A down on 7, D, G on 9, 8 on B, hit it twice. Then we're going to go to D minor, same shape, just 2 frets down, and just hit that once, right? And we're going to go right into a C major triad, D, G, B on 5. And then give it a little muted hit. Then we're going to hit C again on D, G, B on 5. And then we're going to go into a G major, thumb on the bass on 3. Then you have 5, 4, 3, D, G, B. Okay, then we're going to do a G major lick, a little Jimmy lick to get into the C. Slide in 5 to 7 on E, bar A and D on 5, hit them both, and then back to 7, 5, 5, 5, your C. Alright, so then we'll just repeat that, right? So that whole thing really slow, you have. this Lean On Me part. A lot of ways you can play this. I thought about doing sixth, but the register was just too high. It didn't match the rest of what I was doing, so I decided to slide thirds right out of C major pentatonic. Right, and we're just going to slide 7/6 GB up to 9/8 GB, and then go back and hit 7/6. Alright, and then we're going to land 10 on D, 9 on G, right in your middle of your C major pentatonic, or C major triad. Right, so you have, and then I just hit the bass on 8 right after it, and then hit the full chord, right? So you'd have okay, then you just repeat everything. Then we do the ending part with Call Me, right? We're just going to go D minor, thumb on 10 on the bass, 12 on D, bar G, B, E on 10, and then go to C, 8, 10, 9, 8, give it a little wiggle. And we'll get back into the D doing this little pickup lick, slide in 10 to 12 on A, and then hit D and G together on 10. There's a lot of licks you can do I forgot to do in there. You could go, you could bend down D on 12, go back and hit D straight, and go right into C. You could also go, you could just hammer on 10 to 12 on D. You could also do that little slide again. You could go, right, and so that's the whole song, right? That's everything. Just practice everything. Just take little parts one at a time and just practice slow and have fun.